Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to be doing for our directed draw a bird, but this is a special kind of bird. It's called a kite bird. And the kite bird you can actually see flying around here sometimes. They are a predator bird, kind of like a hawk or an eagle. But we're going to go ahead and start. So go to the middle of your page between the words kite bird and kite, and you're going to draw we're drawing his head. So we're drawing like the curve part of their head. So go ahead and start with that. So you're going to draw a curve line. Okay, it's going to be longer on one side than the other for the back part of his head. And you're going to curve down the front right here, just a little bit more back towards it. So it's kind of like a sideways C, right? Then for their beak, they have the predator beak. So it kind of is a curve beak, like so. And then you're going to come back as a curve as well. I'm actually come down a little bit more. So curve back a little bit bigger. So it's skinny here and gets bigger over here. All right. And you're going to come back this way. This side's going to be a little bit smaller than the top of it, the bottom of his beak. And it's going to come back just like that. Uh, a little more of a point. There we go. All right. So there's his beak. Now his head is going to get a little bit bigger right here for the front of him. And he's going to curve backwards. We're going to actually have him standing on a branch. So don't go too far down because we need to do his legs. All right, this part of his head is going to be the back and his wing. So you're going to start over here. You're going to curve backwards down. We're going to stop right there before we get too far down past this part because remember, this is where his leg's going to go. All right. And then we're going to come to the middle. This is his wing. So it's going to curve out just a little bit. And then it's going to curve down. And then it's going to come back. So that's his wing. He's kind of just sitting there, so it's on the side of him. All right, then they have these really pretty long tail feathers. So we're going to come out from here to the side, and you're going to kind of go out and down almost to the whole side. That's how long their tail feathers are. It's kind of like how they fly like a kite, right? And you're going to come back towards that, kind of right next to it for the back of its. You're going to come up for the other tail. They have two big tail feathers, so this is going to also come down and back right up into your little corner right there. All right. And then for his legs, we're going to come out here just a little bit and pretend like it's going to touch here, but we're not going to touch together because he has to have some legs. All right. From here, he's going to come down and he's going to get like a little foot part. Like it's part of like his leg, but it looks kind of like he's wearing, I don't know, shorts. Comes back a little bit. All right. Now we're going to go all the way down for this to attach. All right, and then we're going to draw the other leg over here on this side. Same thing, like shorts. All right, so he has two little legs. Now we have to draw the skinny part for his feet. They're just going to come down just a little bit on both sides. Again, over here, both sides. And then they have these things called talons that grab onto stuff. So we're going to draw his talons. We're going to draw two that we can see on this side for each foot, and then the other talon's going to be behind our trees. You're not really going to be able to see them, but that's okay. You're going to go down and back up, and again on the side, down and back up. That's where our tree branch is going to go, right in the middle of that. So same thing over here, down, back up, but don't touch right here. Down to a point and back up. So they're like kind of, I don't know, kind of like moons maybe that are sticking out. All right. Then you're going to draw the branch coming right off of his leg so it looks like he's holding on. Same thing over here. So you're going to kind of where it continues here, but jump over so it looks like it's behind, right? So here would go here. All right. Now we're going to continue our branch this way. We're going to go past his face. Another one over here on this side, right? Kind of do a little wave in it so it looks like it's sticking out. All right, then we're going to do our big tree. So we're going to go straight up. Okay. Then we're going to go straight down. But stop when you get to the word kite hill because we're just going to pretend that's the bottom of our paper. So it can't go past that. Again, over here. All right. We're going to leave a little space here because we're going to actually draw a branch this way this time. All right. And because it's the winter right now, we're not going to put any leaves on our branches because all of our leaves have fallen off by now. All right. There we go. So we have our tree with our branch. Now we have to finish our bird. All right. So he gets kind of like a fancy eyes. The kite birds have really fancy eyes. So you're gonna make like a teardrop on its side, okay? And this is not the eye part. They actually have this really pretty, like, looks like makeup, right? Some black around their eyes. So we're just gonna go ahead and do like a raindrop. Again, that's not his eye part. So if it's big, that's okay because that's the decoration that they have, the beautiful colors of their feathers. All right, now in the middle though, we're gonna draw a little eye shape and do a little black in the middle. All right, so remember, it looks kind of like he's wearing some sort of makeup or something. Okay, then we're gonna lightly color that in with our black. That's actually how it looks. They have like black around their eyes. We're gonna press really soft. Just color that in. Make sure you leave the white of his eyes so you can see it. All right, now they have these like feather things that come down. So we're just gonna kind of like wiggle it. Make sure you don't go through where the feather is. We go all the way across to go out, straight down like that. All right, and then they have these pretty feathers over here. So we're just gonna kind of like just draw them lightly, just little wiggles lightly. Because when we color it in, you'll be able to see it better. So that looks like his feathers, just like used very, very lightly. Okay, down at the tail, we're just gonna draw a couple lines at the tail. All right, there's our kite bird. He's sitting on the branch, so make sure you have that. All right, so now they can come in lots of colors. They come in reds and browns and grays. So if you want to do gray, you're going to get out a gray crayon. If you don't have a gray crayon, you can color it lightly. But I'm going to actually color mine in brown so you can see it. So get out your brown crayon. And you're going to do it very lightly, though, just like the other ones. You're going to go lightly. So softly. And they keep their heads white. So don't color this head. Go down here. And you're kind of just doing feathers. So you're kind of like wiggling it back and forth, but not really coloring it in and not really shading either. You're just doing like barely touching it. All right. Kind of just wiggling it back and forth. And if you made those like gray lines like feathers before, it should show that it looks like real feathers, right? And the tail too. All right. Now it's kind of funny. They keep this little part right here that has feathers on it, but that feathers are kind of white. So we're going to keep that the same. We're going to go ahead and color in the tree. And of course the tree is brown. Oops. I want to use my old brown instead of my new brown. All right, so you're just going to kind of go up and down. I like to change the way the paper is going because it helps me color better. You can leave it if you want. All right, so we're going to go ahead and color in the tree part. I like to go up and down, like I said, but left to right if you turn the paper. It just seems easier for me for my whole wrist. So this way I can move my whole thing. I'm not wiggle coloring. I'm coloring using my whole arm, right? I'm moving the whole thing back and forth. All right, and then again, I like to turn the paper so it's easier to color. And we're coloring in the branches. We're going to color this branch. Now, when we color this branch, we want to be really careful because we won't want to color over its feet, right? We want to keep its feet colored. I mean, not colored so that we can color them in the yellow that they are, right? All right, so there we go. And it looks kind of like an eagle, but their faces are smaller, right? Their beaks are smaller. So when you're done coloring that, you're going to color in the yellow. And don't forget, if I'm going too fast, you can always just go back and press pause, right? So if it's too fast, you press pause. All right, and you color in his beak. All right, mine got a little bit of a black in it, but that's okay. Now, when you do his beak, kind of goes right in front a little bit. Just can go right in front a little bit. So you're not just coloring this little tiny section here and this little tiny section here. You're coloring the whole thing. All right. Now, when I said before that this is going to be lighter, so a good thing to do would be to take a white, which sounds silly, but you take the white and you kind of bring in the black with it. You touch the black and it kind of like smears it a little bit. All right, and if you go over that with the brown, it should be a different color. very, very lightly, right? Very lightly. Again, go back over it, kind of smear it so it looks like feathers, right? Same thing up here, bringing the color right over all of this to kind of smear it all together. There you go. Right? You don't have to color all the way up the head, but if you smear right there, it'll kind of look like it's feathers. There you go. You drew a kite bird. Now you're going to get out your magic color. Remember, that's any color you want. And you're going to trace the letter case. Where do we start when we're drawing our letters? Yep, on the top. So start at the top, go down, jump up, go down a diagonal. And then I like to call this part the kickstand out. The little one, you just make it smaller. Down from the same type, diagonal down, kickstand out. There we go. I goofed up on my letter right there. All right, kickstand out. Down here, we're going to trace over the word kite. K with the kickstand. I with the dot on top. T across the middle. And the E, you start under that line. You're going to go out and around and make that C at the end. Make sure you don't touch right there. I know it looked kind of like it touches, but it doesn't. All right, B down, jump up, and then around. I is straight down with the dot on top. And we have halfway down with the curve for the R. And then finally, for the D, we start with the C. Then we go up to the top and back down. You wrote kite bird. And remember, there is a space right here, even though I didn't say space, to make sure that we know that there's two words, spelled two words. And then at the very end, go ahead and write your name. There we go. You drew a kite bird. Good job, my friends. Until next time.